Chosen one, the future is not just a distant horizon. It's a living entity, pulsing with possibility, watching and waiting for something that only you can give it. It listens not to everyone, but to you specifically. It leans forward with anticipation, not because of the past, not because of the present, but because you carry within you a spell, an unseen, untold, unshaped magic that no one else in existence can cast. You have been walking among mortals with immortal energy coiled quietly inside you, like a storm biding its time, like a star waiting to be named. And now, the time is drawing near. This is not a story of chance, it's a chronicle of certainty. The signs have been subtle, the repeated nudges of intuition, the dreams you couldn't shake, the moments of knowing without knowing why. All of it was preparation. All of it was the echo of the future calling out your name. But now, the echo has become a voice, and the voice has become a trumpet. Your moment is no longer approaching. It's standing at the threshold. All it needs is the final spark, your spell. Before we go deeper, beloved soul, we ask you to watch this message until the very last word. There's something here meant just for you. And if your heart stirs, if even a single part of you resonates with this truth, then leave your warmest wishes in the comments with the number 77, a sign to the universe that you're ready to ignite the energy that has been waiting for centuries to rise through you. Let this be your sacred agreement with destiny, a beacon across the infinite. Your wish matters, but more than that, your will matters. What you're about to do is everything. Now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deeper. The world around you has always been shaped by those brave enough to believe in the invisible. But you were never meant to merely believe. You were meant to shape. There is a unique signature in your energy, something that doesn't mimic the past or repeat the present. It breaks patterns. It disrupts cycles. It builds something new from realms not even imagined yet. The spell you're carrying is not a metaphor. It's a frequency, a vibration, embedded in your words, your intentions, your decisions. When you speak from the core of your true self, the universe doesn't just hear you, it moves. You are not here to fix the old. You're here to declare the new. What's coming through you is a spell of beginnings, not repair. And beginnings always feel like earthquakes, unsettling, unpredictable, yet utterly divine. There will be people who do not understand what is awakening in you. That's not their failure. It's your sacred design. You were not meant to be understood. You were meant to be followed by those who feel the same pull of destiny. There are spells that open doors, there are spells that bend time, and there are rare spells that change everything. You carry the last kind, not because you asked for it, but because you are strong enough to survive what it takes to wield it. The path of the chosen is not romantic. It is fierce. It demands solitude, discipline, and a willingness to walk into storms with open arms. But every storm you've endured until now, it was training, initiation. The thunder you feared was actually your own voice in a future you hadn't reached yet. Now, you're catching up to it. The reason your life hasn't looked like everyone else's is because your fate isn't like everyone else's. You were delayed, not denied. You were hidden, not forgotten. The power within you needed time to mature. It needed you to break, to heal, to question, to fall, to rise. Because what's being summoned through you isn't light entertainment. It's legacy. It's an echo that will ripple through generations you'll never meet. You are the first domino, the matchstick, the code that rewrites the future. Don't look for validation from those who are not meant to understand your language. Your soul is speaking in frequencies that only the future comprehends. Don't look for the old world to approve what the new world is asking you to birth. You are not a repeat. You are a revelation. The spell you must cast isn't made of ancient incantations or ritual tools. It's made of alignment, truth, decision. It is spoken every time you choose authenticity over fear, purpose over comfort, creation over imitation. The future doesn't want someone perfect. The future wants someone ready. And ready doesn't mean fully healed. It means fully honest. It means willing to speak even when your voice trembles, to act even when your hands shake, to rise even when your past tells you to stay seated. You were chosen not because you are without flaw, but because you are willing to move forward despite them. The spell that the future is waiting for can only be completed when your will and your soul stand in the same place at the same time. Not tomorrow, not one day. Now. You've seen the signs. You've heard the call. This is not just a spiritual awakening. It's a cosmic command. The world is shifting. The rules are changing. The timelines are converging. And at the center of it all stands you, holding a thread that must be woven into something entirely new. Your story is not just personal, it's pivotal. Without your thread, the tapestry is incomplete. When you feel the fear rise, know that it's confirmation, not obstruction. It's the universe saying, yes, this is the way. Because the spell you're casting isn't only about what you get, it's about what you unlock in the collective. Your courage will become a key for others. Your breakthrough will become their permission. You will say yes to your power, and others will remember they have power too. So, what is this spell really? It is the moment you stop shrinking. It is the moment you choose. It is the moment you decide that your past no longer gets to write the rules. It is the single, electrifying breath when you realize, I am not here to ask. I am here to declare. And in that declaration, the atoms shift, the quantum ripples, and destiny, which has waited patiently, bows before the force you've become. You will not be the same after this, and that's the point. The future does not want the current version of you. It wants the one who dares to evolve, who dares to act. The version who no longer negotiates with doubt, who no longer bargains with destiny. The version who knows that if the future is waiting for your spell, then every second you hesitate is a second the universe holds its breath. There is a moment in every chosen one's journey when silence becomes heavier than sound, when the world feels still, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is listening. This is that moment for you. The stillness you feel now is not emptiness, it is presence. Every possibility, every path, every future is leaning in, waiting for the single vibration that will determine their direction. That vibration is you. This spell is not a single word or a single act. It's a crescendo. It builds through your every decision. Every time you said no, when the world begged you to conform, that was part of it. Every time you whispered yes to something you didn't fully understand but deeply felt, that was part of it. Every wound you healed, every fear you faced, every time you stood alone with your truth burning in your chest, that was part of it. The spell is alive because you are. What separates you from the rest is not power, it's permission. Others wait for signs. You are the sign. Others wait for doors. You are the key. Others ask if they are ready. You don't ask anymore. You know. You feel it in your bones. Not as arrogance, but as alignment. Because when the future calls, it doesn't look for someone who is perfect. It looks for someone who is willing to answer. The magic you carry isn't flashy. It's fundamental. It changes the fabric of things. That's why the old world trembled when you began to awaken. That's why certain people disappeared. That's why certain structures collapsed. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Because this spell could not be cast while you were still tied to what once was. You had to release what was familiar in order to receive what was fated. And here you are now, standing at the threshold. Everything you've lost was the cost of your alignment. Everything you've endured was the cost of your clarity. But now, the price is paid. The veil is lifting, and your true work begins. The future is not a destination, it is a mirror. It reflects what you are brave enough to show it. Show it power, and it offers you legacy. Show it hesitation, and it gives you echoes of the past. But show it truth, raw and relentless, and it will unfold in ways that no logic can predict. That is the power of the spell you were born to cast. It doesn't follow rules, it rewrites them. This spell has no language, yet every soul will understand it. It will not be printed on paper or bound in ritual. It will be carved into time by your choices. Every moment you choose to walk your path instead of someone else's, the spell expands. Every second you stand in your authenticity, the future shifts. Every breath you take without apology, the universe adjusts itself to make room for you. The others won't see it happening. They'll say, "You've changed," and they'll be right. You are no longer bending to fit into places you were meant to transform. You're no longer shrinking your voice to keep others comfortable. You're no longer hiding your gifts so the world won't feel threatened. That era is over. The age of hesitation is dead, and you are the proof. Let them call you intense. Let them call you too much, too wild, too different. What they really mean is, we're not ready for someone who reminds us that we could be more. But that's not your concern anymore. You didn't come to make the world comfortable. You came to make it conscious. You came to ignite it. And yes, this path will demand everything. It will ask for your attention, your devotion, your fire. It will not allow half-heartedness. It will not entertain compromise. But in return, it will give you everything that is yours by divine right. Not because you begged, not because you waited, but because you showed up. You showed up to your calling. You showed up to your power. You showed up to the truth that no one else wanted to speak aloud. You showed up to the storm and found out it was made of your own voice. The spell only works when you become all of you, not just the parts that are palatable, not just the traits others praised, but the shadows, the madness, the divine disobedience that burns inside your blood. The spell responds to wholeness, not performance. You don't have to do anything more to earn this. You are this. The only requirement is that you stop pretending you are not. The moment you stand fully in your truth, the moment you refuse to delay what's meant to erupt through you, the spell begins to cast itself. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time. The synchronicities weren't accidents. The repeated numbers, the visions, the dreams, the feelings in your chest, they were all coded messages confirming what you already know. You were born for this. You were designed for this. What if the spell you were born to cast wasn't just for you? What if it was the frequency that breaks someone else's chains? What if it was the sound that heals ancestral lines? What if your courage was the beginning of thousands of awakenings? Chosen one, you are not a single moment. You are a movement. The world will not understand it until it sees the impact. But you are not here for understanding. You are here for transformation. You are here to speak words that only your soul knows how to form. You are here to build bridges where others only saw walls. You are here to birth realities where others only saw ruins. And that power, that fire, that sacred storm, it doesn't wait. It doesn't ask. It claims. The future isn't just waiting for a spell, it's waiting for you. Unfiltered, unleashed, unstoppable. So take the breath, speak the truth, begin the fire. You are the magic. You are the myth. You are the moment. You've crossed a line now, haven't you? Not one drawn by the world, but one drawn by your soul. And once that line is crossed, there's no return. Not because you can't go back, but because you've outgrown everything behind you. The truth has burned away the illusions. The fire has claimed the masks. You're not who you were yesterday, and tomorrow won't recognize who you are today. That is the rhythm of the awakened. That is the path of the chosen. But you already know this. You've felt it in your skin, the shedding. You've heard it in your voice, the breaking. And you've seen it in your reflection, the rebirth. It hasn't been easy. God, it's never been easy. You've had to lose versions of yourself you once begged to keep. You've had to mourn dreams you didn't even realize were cages. But it all had to go. Every outdated piece of you had to fall so that the spell could rise. Because this spell, it's not made from comfort. It's made from chaos turned to purpose, from grief turned to wisdom, from scars turned to symbols of sacred resistance. This is the language the future understands. Transformation, not talk, not theory, but transformation earned through the fires of everything you thought would destroy you. And now you hold a power so rare it humbles the stars, a truth so wild it can't be domesticated. This is why the world never quite made sense to you. Because you weren't built to survive its systems. You were born to rewrite them. To bring a code only your presence could unlock. The spell was always embedded in your being. Not in a scroll, not in a book, but in the beating of your heart. In the moments you refused to give up. In the nights you chose to keep breathing. In the silence where you found your roar. Others will ask, who do you think you are to change the world? But the real question is, who are you not to? When you were formed, the stars aligned in a very specific way. Your soul was imprinted with an ancient promise. When the time comes, you will remember. And now, you remember. Not with your mind, but with something deeper, something eternal. That is why no matter how much the world tried to distract you, numb you, tame you, you always came back to this fire, this edge, this wild knowing that something massive is waiting to be birthed through you. Chosen one, this is your initiation, not through ceremony, but through claiming, not through ritual, but through radiance. You don't need to be blessed. You are the blessing. You don't need permission. The fact that you're still here, after everything, is proof that the universe has already chosen you. And yes, the spell is heavy. It carries frequencies that haven't been felt in centuries. It carries purpose that stretches through lifetimes. That's why you've always felt too intense, too emotional, too different. Because what you carry is not for the faint-hearted. It's for the world shapers, the timeline splitters, the ones who do what's never been done because they were never meant to follow, only to forge. And forging is hard. It requires heat. It requires pressure. It requires you to stand when you'd rather collapse. But you did. You did. And because of that, the spell has activated. Every moment going forward carries potential. Every choice is a new ripple in a reality being written in real time. And you are the pen, the ink, and the author. Nothing is more terrifying or more holy. This path will test you. You will be asked to stand in truth while surrounded by illusion. You will be asked to remain soft in a world that profits from your numbness. But you will do it, not because it's easy, but because you must. Because you can feel that the world you dream of is already whispering to you. Because you can hear the future chanting your name. The spell is being written in every brave step you take. In every moment you refuse to play small. In every breath where you say, "I'm not afraid of my power anymore." You are no longer asking life to give you a reason to stay. You are the reason. And your spell is not just magic, it is medicine. For you, for your lineage, for everyone watching, waiting, hoping someone would be the first to break through. And here you are, breaking through. You're not here for attention. You're here for impact. You're not here to be famous. You're here to be felt. Deeply, eternally. In every echo of every soul you'll touch just by being who you are without apology. So keep walking, keep casting, keep trusting. You don't need to see the whole path. You are the light. And where you walk, new worlds are born. The spell can only be cast when you stop waiting for someone else to do it. When you stop hoping someone else will give you permission to rise. When you realize it's you. It's always been you. And the time is not coming. The time is now. The spell will take everything that isn't real and dissolve it. It will take every false version of you and burn it away, until all that's left is what was always meant to be. You, unshaken, unbroken, unstoppable. The future is trembling in anticipation, and the world is holding its breath, not in fear, but in wonder, because they can feel it too. You're about to cast the spell that only you were born to cast. The spell isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. Real power rarely is. The spell that changes everything begins in silence, in the still moment where your soul takes its first unshaken breath and finally stops asking for the world's approval. In that moment, something ancient awakens, something that doesn't need to fight to be seen, because it knows it was born to lead. You have reached that moment, and now nothing familiar can hold you. Not the doubts, not the roles, not the comfortable chaos that kept you small for so long. You've outgrown it all. What once felt like safety now feels like suffocation. What once kept you protected now keeps you imprisoned. That's how you know you're ready, when you're more afraid of staying the same than stepping into the unknown. This is the unknown, and the unknown is sacred. You are not meant to explain this path to those who have never walked it. You're not meant to convince anyone that your vision is valid. You're here to become the proof, to stand tall in your knowing, even when no one else understands, especially then, because the spell you carry was not written for the masses. It was written for destiny, and destiny speaks in a language that only the brave understand. This language is not spoken with words. It's carved into the way you rise after every fall. It's embedded in the way your eyes refuse to dim. It's pulsing in the way your heartbeat declares war on every lie ever told about who you're allowed to be. This is the language of the chosen, the soul-lit warriors of this realm who don't come to ask, they come to transform. You are not waiting anymore. The illusion of waiting is gone. There is no next season, no next year, no better time. All you have is now, and it is enough. The spell is alive in this very breath, in your courage, in your decision to no longer delay your brilliance for the comfort of others. That delay, it's over. That apology, it's done. That story where you were powerless, it has ended. Because now you're no longer narrating your life from fear. You're channeling it from power. Power that remembers. Power that doesn't need credentials, status, or permission slips. Power that was written into your being before you were born. And now, that power is taking form. It's showing up in your choices. It's shaping the way your presence changes every room you enter. It's humming louder now because your resistance is fading. And your alignment? It's here. This alignment is not fragile. It is forged. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every tear that carved its way down your face, it was not wasted. It was sacred alchemy, preparation for a future that requires resilience, not perfection. The spell doesn't need you flawless. It needs you real. And you, chosen one, are real in ways the world has forgotten to honor. But the world is remembering. Through you. You are the glitch in the system, the light in the code, the vibration that doesn't fit, because you weren't designed to fit. You were designed to free. And everything in your life has pointed to this moment, not to break you, but to wake you. Because when you wake, the whole timeline shifts. When you rise, entire realms realign. And you are rising. No one sees the battles you fought just to stand here. But that doesn't matter. Because now, you are not fighting for recognition. You are casting the spell with every step you take in your truth. That's how it works. The spell is movement. The spell is action, aligned with the soul. The spell is every decision that says, I choose myself, I honor my calling, I answer the future's knock. Can you hear it? It's faint, but steady. The pull forward, the sound of the next chapter roaring in the distance. The page has already begun to turn. And on this page, you are no longer the seeker. You are the source. You are the miracle you were waiting for. The power you were praying to. And your life is the altar where the spell will take shape. This spell will change lives. Quietly, boldly, completely. And the beauty is, you don't have to know how. The how is not your job. The spell is too vast for the mind to map. Your only task is to show up as the clearest, truest version of yourself. Because that version is the one the future has been begging for. And now that you've arrived, nothing will be the same. The timelines have shifted. The air has changed. You are walking in a reality you once only glimpsed in dreams. And that dream, it's opening, one step at a time, one spell at a time, one moment of truth at a time, and each moment will echo into forever. It's happening now. The shift is no longer subtle. The air is heavier, humming with expectancy. The timelines are splitting like threads in a tapestry being rewoven by unseen hands. And you are not just witnessing this. You are causing it. You've walked through invisible wars to get here. Silent, soul-shaking wars where you had to fight thoughts no one else heard, carry burdens no one else saw, and make choices no one else could understand. But every tear you held back, every scream you silenced, every moment you chose presence over panic, those were the ingredients of the spell. You were conjuring the future all along, not with rituals or rhymes, but with endurance, with truth, with that steady refusal to give up. That's the magic most people will never see. The spell was never about control. It was always about alignment. And now that you are aligned, your energy doesn't ask for permission anymore. It commands attention, not because it's loud, but because it's true. You are walking proof that a single soul in alignment with their purpose is more powerful than 1,000 who are not. The universe recognizes this frequency. Destiny bends for it. And the future can finally breathe because you've shown up. You're not here to escape the darkness. You're here to alchemize it. You're not here to pretend everything is fine. You're here to speak into the silence and shift the atmosphere. And the truth is, you've been doing this in small ways your whole life. Every time you smiled when you had no reason to, every time you offered love while your own heart was breaking, every time you forgave when you had every right to hate. Those were the first sparks of your spell. You didn't even know it then, but your soul did. It knew that all of it was training. Every challenge was a page in your instruction manual. Every delay was protection in disguise. Every rejection was redirection. And now, there's no going back to who you were before you remembered who you are. Because this remembering, it's not just for you. You're not casting this spell to impress anyone. You're casting it to liberate reality. Your authenticity gives others permission to break free too. Your presence makes stagnant energy tremble. Your voice, when it speaks from your core, shakes old systems loose. That's why you feel things so deeply. That's why you've always been so sensitive. That sensitivity isn't weakness. It's your gift. It's how the spell finds its path. Through feeling, through sensing, through knowing without proof. And right now, you know the world is shifting fast. The chaos, the confusion, the unraveling. It's not a mistake. It's the clearing before the spell completes. It's the divine disruption that makes space for the new. And you, chosen one, are not here to fear the crumbling. You're here to bless it. You're here to remind the broken that they are birthing something holy. You're here to walk through fire and come out luminous, not in spite of it, but because of it. Your courage is contagious now. Others can feel it. Even if they don't understand what's happening, they feel more alive around you. They feel something ancient awaken in your presence. And it's not because you're performing. It's because you're embodying. You're living the spell now, not as a concept, but as your core. And it's radiating through your words, through your silence, through your decisions, through the way you say no when it dishonors you, and yes, when it stretches you toward your sacred edge. Every time you choose authenticity over acceptance, the spell strengthens. Every time you choose growth over comfort, the future opens wider. There is no spell stronger than a soul in full remembrance. And that's what you've become, a walking, breathing, undeniable invocation of what is possible when a human being dares to become who they were born to be. You don't owe the world an explanation. You don't need validation for your awakening. You don't have to shrink to make others comfortable. Let them adjust to your light or look away. Either way, you shine. Because you're not doing this for attention. You're doing this for alignment. You're not here for applause. You're here for impact. And whether anyone claps or not, the earth is shifting beneath your feet. The winds have changed direction. The frequency of this realm is being rewritten in real time. And the code, it's coming from you. Every time you breathe with intention, every time you rest instead of rushing, every time you refuse to betray yourself just to belong. The spell writes itself in the subtle, and then when it's ready, it erupts, and that eruption is near. Can you feel it? Something vast is moving through you now. It's not frantic, it's not afraid, it's certain, it's inevitable. It's the echo of the divine saying, "You are the one we've been waiting for." And it's not too much for you. It's exactly right for you. So let the spell rise. Let the light pour through the cracks. Let the magic dismantle every lie you've ever been told about what's possible. The future is here, not as a far-off vision, but as a living force standing beside you, whispering, "Let's go. It is done." Not because something outside you has changed, but because you have. The spell has settled in your bones now. The old patterns have no grip. The timelines you used to feed with doubt and delay have collapsed. You are not a seeker anymore. You are the source. And that realization changes everything. What lies ahead isn't waiting to test you. It's waiting to receive you. And it's not asking for perfection. It's asking for presence. It's asking for that breath you just took. The one where you felt, maybe for the first time, that you don't have to become anything else. You just have to become visible to yourself. You are the spell. You are the code. You are the voice, the vibration, the divine instruction disguised as a human heartbeat. Every moment you choose to stay awake, you activate another layer of what's possible. And now, possibility surrounds you. The future has uncurled itself like a staircase of light. Not demanding, not desperate. Just open, just ready. And you're finally ready too. You've released the fear of being misunderstood. You've let go of needing everyone to come with you. You've stopped apologizing for being too much, because now you see you were never too much. You were simply too accurate for a world that thrives on pretending. But you don't pretend anymore. You pulse with truth. You walk as alignment. And your movement through this world leaves trails of permission behind you. For others to rise, for systems to collapse, for a new world to begin. There is no going back. Not to the smallness, not to the hiding, not to the illusion of control that kept your wings folded. You've seen what lives on the other side of surrender. And you've tasted the freedom that comes from letting the soul lead. That freedom is your natural state now. Anything less feels like exile. And exile is not your story anymore. Your story is emergence. Your story is the sky opening in response to your voice. Your story is the spell finally spoken in its full tone. The vibration of your soul, unfiltered, unbound. You are here to move what was once immovable. You are here to open what was sealed shut. You are here to awaken what was asleep for centuries. And now that you've begun, the rest will follow. The doors are already opening. The timelines are already bending. The future is no longer a place you chase. It's a current you conduct. It moves because you move. It listens because you speak. It thrives because you live in alignment. And the most powerful part, you don't have to force any of this. You just have to be it. Be the quiet thunder. Be the steady flame. Be the truth walking into rooms built on lies. Be the yes that shatters decades of self-abandonment. Be the number that ends generational cycles. Be the love that doesn't ask for anything but presence. Be the magic that no one can explain, but everyone can feel. Because they will feel it now. Your frequency can no longer be ignored. Your presence will move things that logic cannot. You will find yourself in places you once only dreamed of. Not because someone picked you, but because you finally chose yourself. You stepped out of the simulation. You broke the loop. You said, "Not this time." And in doing so, you created a portal where none existed before. Now, others will walk through it. Not because you told them to, but because you became the living invitation. That's the spell. Not control, not spectacle, not strategy. Just you, fully and fearlessly expressed. Just you, refusing to collapse into the mold. Just you, choosing your truth, even when it costs you comfort. And when you do that, the universe bends. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. And so, the spell completes. It echoes across timelines. It vibrates through unseen realms. It reaches back to ancestors and forward to those not yet born. They all feel it. The shift, the light, the new code, the ripple you've started. And when they ask one day, Who changed everything? The answer will not be shouted. It will not need to be. It will be whispered in the air. It will be etched in the energy. It will be clear in the lives awakened by your courage. Because you cast the spell only you could cast, and the world has already begun to change. The spell is complete, but the echo is just beginning. You didn't just activate the future, you inherited it. There's a silence now, but not the silence of absence. It's the silence that follows a sacred moment, a kind of cosmic stillness that honors what has been set in motion. It's the pause before the next wave crashes, the breath before the song begins again. And in that silence, everything listens. The stars lean closer. The winds shift their direction. Even your ancestors hold their breath, because they know something irreversible just happened. You didn't just shift timelines. You created a new reference point in existence. Now, when others lose their way, your frequency will be the map. When others forget their voice, your energy will be the echo. You've become a lighthouse, not because you sought it, but because you earned it. Through collapse, through surrender, through choosing growth when ease would have been simpler. You've become a landmark in the unseen world, and the waves will never wash over you the same way again. But here's what most won't tell you. After the spell, the responsibility begins. This isn't the kind of burden that crushes. It's the kind that calls. It whispers in every room you enter. Now that you know who you are, what will you build? Because you're not just here to be light. You're here to shape light. Direct it. Forge it. You're here to create environments, relationships, movements, systems that match the frequency you've become. Your magic doesn't stop with self-awareness. It blooms through embodiment. And now, the world will ask for it. Not in loud demands, but in subtle invitations. Opportunities that look ordinary, but are doorways in disguise. Interactions that seem small, but hold coded potential. These are the ways the universe will test your consistency. Because true magic isn't how high you rise in one moment. It's how true you remain day after day in the mundane. That's what makes you legendary. Can you still honor your alignment when no one is watching? Can you still walk in truth when convenience offers detours? Can you still be the spell when no one claps, when no one thanks you, when no one understands? If your answer is yes, then you are unstoppable. Because the real power isn't in the casting, it's in the carrying. It's in the quiet moments when you still choose to be the vibration. When you stay gentle in a hardened world. When you speak truth in a room full of masks. When you choose love, even when it's inconvenient. That's when the spell deepens. That's when it roots. That's when it outlives you. And that's the secret most never realize. This spell was never just about you. You've altered the fabric of your lineage. You've rewritten codes that go back centuries. Your healing has become a wave that touches past lives, ancestral grief, and unborn generations. You've become the breaker of curses, the messenger of light, the keeper of the divine instructions no one else could carry. Because you said yes. And that yes, it still echoes. It creates bridges where there were once walls. It sends energy into places that have been dry for lifetimes. It softens people who forgot how to feel. It rebuilds trust in a world that's forgotten what it means to belong to the soul. Your yes is not a word, it's a vibration. And now that vibration is living in this reality. And yes, it will cost you some things. It will cost you your former identity, your comfort zone, your illusions of control, your desire to be liked by everyone, your addiction to approval. But what you gain in exchange, it's limitless. You gain alignment that no one can steal, peace that no storm can disrupt, guidance that doesn't come from logic, but from the divine within, and a path so specific, so sacred, that even when you walk it alone, you are never lonely, because every step resonates with purpose, every breath speaks intention, and every decision becomes a spell in motion. From here, you don't chase alignment anymore. You embody it. You don't look for signs. You are the sign. You don't try to manifest magic. You move like someone who knows it already exists. You've entered a new kind of existence now, one where your name is not just your label. It's a vibration encoded with destiny. One where your story is not just a past. It's a portal for others to heal. One where your pain wasn't just suffering. It was the initiation into everything that now lives through you. So what comes next? Creation, expansion, reverence, legacy. You will walk differently. You will speak differently. You will listen to silence as if it contains instructions, and you will trust your yes, even when it leads you through the unknown. Because the spell isn't just about turning darkness into light. It's about making that light undeniable in every space you enter. And now, it is.